Good day sir, my name is Carl Janty Punsal. My topic is Section 61 hanggang Section 65. Section 1, Form of Filing of Administrative Complaints. Basically, yung section na to is ang nag-explain kung saan mo dapat i-file yung complaints kung may issue ka sa local official. A complaints against any elective official of province, a highly urbanized city, an independent component city or component city shall be filed before the office of the president. Kung may reklamo ka sa mayor ng Cotabato City o sa government ng Cotabato Province, dapat office of the president ang pag-file ng complaint. Example, kung feeling mo may ginawa mali yung mayor ng Cotabato City, like misuse of funds, diretso sa office of the president ang complaint. B, a complaint against any elective official of municipality shall be filed before the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, whose decision may be appealed to the office of the president. So, kung sa isang municipality ka may issue or sa may mayor or councilor, i-file mo muna yung sa Sangguniang Panlalawigan, i-file mo muna sa Sangguniang Panlalawigan. Pwede pa rin i-appeal sa office of the president kung hindi ka satisfied sa decision. Example, may reklamo ka sa mayor ng Lang municipality sa Cotabato dahil hindi naayos ang kalsada. I-file mo sa Sangguniang Panlalawigan muna. C, a complaints against any elective barangays official shall be filed before the Sangguniang Panglungsod or Sangguniang Bayan concern, whose decision shall be final and executory. So, sa barangay official yung issue, like kapitan or kagawad, i-file mo sa Sangguniang Panglungsod o Sangguniang Bayan, depende sa jurisdictions. Ito yung kung sino ang may karapatang mag-decide o mag-action sa isang case. Kaya tinawag itong jurisdiction. Example, kung may reklamo ka sa barangay captain sa Cotabato City na hindi maayos ang garbage collection, i-file sa Sangguniang Panglungsod ng Cotabato. Section 62, Notice of Hearing. A, within 7 days after the administrative complaints is filed, the office of the president or the sangguniang concerned, as the case may be, shall require the respondent to submit his verified answer within 15 days from receipt thereof and commence the investigation of the case within 10 days after receipt of such answer of respondent. So kapag may nag-file ng reklamo laban sa isang official, dapat sabihan agad yung kinasuhan, yung respondent mismo sa loob ng 7 days. Pag natanggap niya yung notice, meron siyang 15 days para magsulat ng sagot. Para pag naibigay na niya yung sagot, kailangan simulan ang investigation within 10 days. Halimbawa, may reklamo sa barangay captain, within 7 days, kailangan padalhan siya ng notice. May 15 days siya para sumagot. Pag nakuha niya yung sagot, dapat mag-start ang investigation sa loob ng 10 days. B, when the respondent is an elective official of a province or highly urbanized city, such as hearing and investigation shall be conducted in the place where he renders or holds office. So ang kinasuhan ay official ng province or highly urbanized city, dapat ang hearing at investigation ay gawin sa isang lugar kung saan siya ay nagtatrabaho. Halimbawa kung mayor ng Cotabato City ang may kaso, dapat sa Cotabato City mismo gawin ang hearing, hindi sa ibang lugar. C, however, no investigation shall be held within 90 days immediately prior to any local elections, and no preventive suspensions shall be imposed within the said period. So, dito naman, hindi pwedeng mag-investigate 90 days bago ang local elections. Hindi rin pwedeng mag-suspend ang official sa loob ng 90 days na iyon. ginagawa ito para hindi gamitin ang kaso panggulo sa eleksyon. Halimbawa, kung election ay May 9, bawal ang investigation at suspension mula February 9 hanggang May 9. Section 63. Preventive suspension. A. Preventive suspension may be imposed 1. By the President if the respondent is an elective official of a province in highly urbanized or an independent component city. 2. By the government if the respondent is an elective official of a component city or the municipality. Or 3. By the mayor if the respondent is an elective official of the barangay. So, ibig sabihin nito, may mga specific na tao, may authority magbigay ng preventive suspension depende sa position ng official na inimbestigahan. Yung una, yung number 1, the president. Siya ang pwedeng mag-suspend kung inimbestigahan ay provincial official o official na highly urbanized city o independent component city. Yung number 2, government. Siya naman ang may power mag-suspend kung naimbestigahan ay city or municipality o official ng component city or municipality sa loob ng kanyang probinsya. Number 3, yung mayor. Siya ang pwedeng mag-suspend kung ang imbestigahan ay ang barangay official. In short, kung sino ang mas mataas na official sa hierarchy. Siya ang may authority mag-expose ng preventive suspension. B. Preventive suspension may be exposed at any time after the issue are joined when the evidence of guilt is strong and the given is gravity of the offense. There is a great probability that continuance in office of the respondent could influence the witnesses or pose a threat to the safety and integrity of the records and other evidences. Provides that any single preventive suspension of the local elective official shall not extend beyond 60 days. So, ang ibig sabihin nito, pwedeng preventive suspension ng isang official kapag malinaw at malakas ang ebidensya laban sa kanya at mabigat yung kaso. Ginawa ito para hindi niya ma-impluwensya ng mga witnesses o makialam sa mga records at ebidensya habang ongoing pa yung investigation. Parang yun na. Pero may limit. Hindi pwedeng lumampas ng 60 days ang isang preventive suspension ng local elective officials after 60 days. Kailangan siyang bumalik sa pwesto kahit ongoing pa ang investigation. C. Upon expiration of the preventive suspension, the suspended elected official shall be deemed reinstated in the office without prejudice to the continuations of the proceedings against him, which shall be terminated within 120 days from the time he was formally notified of the case against him. Pagkatapos na yung preventive suspension, automatic na ibabalik sa pwesto yung suspended na elective official. Hindi na kailangan ng special order para reinstate siya. Pero kailangan na nakabalik na siya sa trabaho. Pero kahit nakabalik na siya sa trabaho, tuloy pa rin yung kaso. Kailangan lang tapusin yung bagong investigation o proceeding within 120 days mula nung unang beses siyang na-notify tungkol sa kaso. So, in short, balik siya sa pwesto after ng suspension pero hindi pa tapos ang kaso at may time limit na 120 days para tapusin ito. D. Any abuse of the exercise of the power of preventive suspension shall be penalized as abuse of authority. So, kapag ang preventive suspension ay ginamit sa maling paraan, halimbawa, panggigipit lang, walang sapat na dahilan o ginagamit para sa personal na interest, ituturing itong abuse of authority. Ibig sabihin, pwedeng kasuhan o managot yung official na nag-abuse sa power na mag-suspend. Section 64. Salary of respondent pending suspension. The respondent official prevently suspended from the office shall receive no salary or compensation during such suspension, but upon subsequent exonerations and reinstallment, he shall be paid full salary or compensations including such emoluments occurring during such suspension. So, ang Section 64 basically sinasabi na kapag ang isang government official ay na preventive suspension habang na imbestigahan, hindi muna siya sasahod habang nakasuspend, parang ma-post muna sa sweldo. Pero kung matapos yung investigation ay mapatunayan na wala naman siyang kasalanan, ibabalik siya sa position niya at babayaran lahat ng sahod at benefits na hindi niya nakuha during suspension. Halimbawa, kunyari official ng Cotabato City na suspend dahil may complaint habang suspend siya, walang pumapasok na sweldo, pero nung natapos ang investigation lumabas na innocent siya, so binalik siya sa trabaho at binayaran lahat ng nawalang sahod habang nakasuspend. Section 65. Rights of Respondent. The respondent shall be according full opportunity to appeal and defend himself in person or by counsel to confront and cross-examine the witnesses against him and to productions of documentary evidence in his favor through the compulsory process of subpoena or subpoenas juris tecum. So sa section 65 explain na yung official na nireklamo o yung respondent mismo may full right sa buong process. Ibig sabihin may chance siya na magpakita at ipagtanggol ang sarili, either siya mismo magsalita o may lawyer siya. May karapatan din siyang harapin at i-cross-examine yung mga witnesses na tumistigo laban sa kanya, at pwede rin siyang magpatawag ng witnesses at humingi ng documents or evidence na makakatulong sa kanya gamit ang subpoena. Halimbawa, kunyari may complaints laban sa isang counselor sa Cotabato. May right siya na umattend ng hearing, magsalita at magdala ng lawyer. Pwede rin niyang tanungin yung mga witnesses na kumukontra sa kanya para i-check kung totoo ba sinasabi nila. Pwede rin siyang humingi ng records o magpatawag ng tao na makapagpatunay na wala siyang kasalanan.